And thank you to everybody in the audience. And I know that some of my employees is also present, and I want to applaud them for all their work and dedication that they do each and every day, because they truly are living a legacy and providing a legacy by empowering individuals with diverse abilities each and every day. So with that, let's get on with the show. Can you see my slide?
No.
No. Okay. Might help if I share it, right? How about now?
Yes.
Yes, sweetheart.
Okay. So I want to welcome you to the beautiful range of the Sandia Mountains. I look at the Sandias every morning, and I'm very blessed and grateful to live in the welcoming state of New Mexico. This is an evening sunset view of the Sandias, and this is looking from the west. And it's just beautiful and magical. So if you get a chance, come visit us. It's called the Land of Enchantment. Oops, I went way too far. So what brought me to start Self-Directed Choices? Let's start by me telling you a little bit about who I am and why I'm here. So I grew up on a farm in Michigan, and as a farmer's daughter, I quickly learned I didn't want to be a farm girl. And so I did everything in my power to learn and educate myself and figure out a way to get off that farm. So I got married at 18, and I was unable to have children. So my first husband, Larry, and I adopted 4 special kids. And we were also treatment foster parents for 11 years. The young man to my left in the picture with the 2-tone blue shirt on is my first foster son, Paul, and my first adopted child, Paul. We adopted Paul when he was 11 because we wanted him to have a say if he wanted to be adopted or not. Now, Paul has a story all to his own, which will be a very long book someday. But anyway, he was locked in a room for the first 6.5 years of his life. And when he was found at age 6.5, he was like a newborn baby. And he didn't know anything. To this day, he still doesn't know. He has cerebral palsy and autism. But this amazing young man has brought such joy and inspiration into my world and shown me such gifts for life. He's inspired me in ways that nobody else has. My daughter, Lisa, standing next to me, she was abused in her birth home. She had 3 traumatic brain injuries. And it took 3 times before the court took her away from her parents. And we adopted her when she was 4.5. And it wasn't until that 3rd time when her mother broke her leg that the court severed the rights. Today, she has impulse issues with her brain injuries. And Lisa is actually the reason I started Self-Directed Choices. Joseph, my grandson standing next to Lisa, came to live with me after my daughter Kelly tragically died in 2011 after having undiagnosed cancer. And I'll tell a little bit of that story later on. But Joseph also has fetal alcohol syndrome. Joseph has grown from 37.5 pounds at age 10 to weighing 157 pounds and is working at a hotel. We are very proud of him. Kelly and Andy came to live with us after being abused in several adoptive homes and foster homes. So that's my amazing life with disabilities and diverse abilities. And tragically, my first marriage didn't last. But if you can see the picture below me is my amazing husband of 30 years, Don, and I celebrating our 30th anniversary. He's amazing. He's my rock. He's my best friend. He's also the CFO of Self-Directed Choices. My earliest memory is looking for a resource for my grandmother. So resources are very important to me. I started Self-Directed Choices back in January 1st, 2008 as a resource facilitator. As I said, I started it because of Lisa. I was the mom on the phone looking for resources for Lisa. We had moved here. I had pages and pages of phone numbers and names and contacts, but nobody was calling me back. I was desperate. I was searching for help. Lisa was attacking me all the time. She was confused. She didn't know what was going on. She needed help. We needed help, but nobody would help us. Finally, I found somebody that could help us. However, that meant we had to make the difficult decision of moving her 3 hours from home into a strange home, and we could only go see her every other week. Can you imagine doing that with your child or your adult in a strange state after you just moved there? But when it's a gift of love and safety, would you make that choice? I did, because the police told me the next time they were called, they would arrest her and take her off all of her meds. They had no idea what that would do to her. But for her safety and out of my heart full of love for Lisa, I made that decision. And so after making that decision, I decided to become a resource facilitator to help other parents with resources for people with brain injuries, because I had learned the system. I had found the resources that needed help. I had connected to the brain injury community, and I could help other parents and individuals with brain injuries. So I did that, and I started helping people. But then came along 2010. What a rocky road that was. It was like a roller coaster. Paul, I had returned home to Michigan, and my son Paul had expressed a need to come live with me. When I came back, my husband said, "Why didn't you bring him?" And I said, "Because I'm working a full-time job. I'm only working resource facilitation nights and weekends. I can't give up my full-time job." He said, "Sure you can. Give it up and we'll bring Paul here. I'm working full-time." I said, "Great." So I started looking for a part-time job and to bring my son Paul here. So I left my full-time job to work part-time in the neurology clinic at UNM. Perfect, right? Wrong. In March 2010, my world crashed. Don lost his job. Now what was I going to do? How was I going to pay the bills? No longer could Paul come live with us. That dream was over. That was out the window. And then, to make matters worse, resource facilitation was no longer going to be allowed on the budgets. So I was going to, sorry, this is emotional. We were down to half-time income. I had to make a decision, me. Don was desperately trying to find work, but there was no work for him. I was faced with two decisions. So I called my dear mentor and friend, Jacob, who's actually on this call. And we met at a coffee shop like we used to like to do and still do. And I said, what do I do? And he says, well, as far as I'm concerned, you only have one choice. But then I argued with him as usual. And he says, let's look at the pros and cons. And I said, but there is no pros and cons. I have zero money to start an agency. He says, but Sandy, it costs nothing to fill out a Medicaid application. And I said, but how can I, an advocate, be a provider? And Jacob's response was, yes, you can. He was right. As Jacob usually is. He was right. March 1st, new self-directed choices became a Medicaid agency. The 13 people that I had been serving with diverse abilities became the people I was serving under my Medicaid agency. However, there's still a catch. We didn't get paid until May. So what do you do from March to May, right? We provided services, we prayed, we said gratitude for being a Medicaid agency. We kept the faith and we continued down the road. We knew we were on God's path. We knew this was our legacy. We knew we were going to make it. And in May 1st, we got our check. But then in June 7th, I got a call. My daughter Kelly, and the call was from a social worker. My daughter Kelly was airlifted to Kalamazoo, and she was dying, and they were going to put Joseph in foster care. I said, no, you're not. No, you're not. I'm coming after Joseph. So I was on the next plane. Now, when I said that, it was a leap of faith because I knew without a doubt God would provide a way, and he did. I brought the money. And I got to Michigan, and I got Paul and Joseph in my custody. It wasn't easy. Joseph had never met his father, but we got him. And he was in our custody, and he was safe. He didn't go in foster care like his mother had. So he was safe. And Kelly passed that Saturday. And she passed knowing he was in my custody in that foster care. And I feel that was a gift from Kelly. And I thank her every day. So from May 1st, with 13 clients, to December 1st, we grew to 88 individuals, serving 88 individuals. Now keep in mind, when you're a Medicaid agency, you can't advertise. It's word of mouth. And you have your name on a form that people can select you. It's word of mouth. So your reputation is everything. But our belief, our heart-centered principles, the people now that work for us mean everything. Each and every individual that serve individuals, I have no question that each one of them sitting at that table with our individuals is part of me. I know they are. I know the words coming out of their mouths is part of me. And that's my legacy. It's my living legacy. Just as the speakers were talking about this morning, we're living that legacy each and every day, making a difference, empowering these individuals, empowering families to live the lives they want to live, giving them services and the resources they need. They desperately needed these for years. And today we have over 600, I believe it's 612, with 17 staff in the field. And then the rest is support people, management, quality, and administration. And each one of them helps each other. They pick up the phone, they answer emails, they text, no matter where they live in the state. They help each other. We help each other. I get on the phone, I get on the text, I get an email. Whatever they need, I will be there for them. We have each other's backs. We had a retreat in August, and it was just that. It was a retreat. It was fun and games. Had nothing to do with work. They had a blast. We had a blast. And the stories remain at the treat, right, gang? So who is self-directed choices? I think you kind of got the idea already. We deliver a unique self-directed program to people. We educate, we assist, and we guide people to successfully manage their plans. Everybody has a unique right to their community integration without barriers. These are our principles. Educate, listen. You're big listeners, guiding you, educating you on what's available, assisting you on how to hire, guiding you through all that paperwork. The staff breaks it down for you and assist you when those problems come up before they become a mountain like the Sandy is. And a big part is to empower you to advocate for yourself and your community. Overall, we want to empower you to self-determine your own needs and wants. It's focused on person-centered. Every budget, I told you we have over 600 budgets. Each budget is different. Each service plan is different because each person is different. And in self-direction, employees, sorry, I've got dogs. Employees can hire who they want and who they trust. They don't have to hire an agency. We've actually helped people. We've prevented people from becoming homeless. Another example is an employee working at a grocery store because he has a job coach. Another down south is taking art classes. Another person gets a break from their parents because they have respite. And when your Medicaid runs out because they won't pay for speech or therapy, if you can get a letter from your doctor saying you need more time, we could try to put that in your budget too. And if your son doesn't talk like mine, you can get an adaptive speech program for your iPad, like my son did. Can you see and feel the difference self-direction makes? I mean, really see it. Visualize it in your mind and feel. We see it every day. I feel it in my heart. In New Mexico, these are all the contacts for self-direction. This is what I want to convey. How can we help you here in New Mexico or anywhere? We want to help you. I personally don't care where you live. If you need help, reach out to me. I have contacts. I have contact in London. I have contacts in Canada. You need help, I'm going to try to help you. If I can't help you, I will let you know that. I'm not going to lead you astray. If you're in the US, I probably have contact to help you, but we will try to help you. If you're in New Mexico, I know we can help you. It's been a journey. And in New Mexico, we love our balloon fiesta. I'm not retiring. I'm creating a legacy, like I said. Next year, Jacob Patterson will be the new owner of Self-Directed Choices. I will carry on with Heartfelt Coaching 333. You can take a screenshot of this, or Karina's going to drop it in the chat. We'll also put my link tree in, which has this information. And give us a call, reach out. We want to help. Before I retire, any questions before I retire? Just kidding. We will always be here for you. We will always be here for you. Here's my Heartfelt Coaching contact information. I want to thank you, Mew, for organizing this amazing Thrive and Profit Summit and providing self-directed choices for this opportunity to present.
Well, thank you so much, Sandy. Oh, let me see why I'm echoing. Am I echoing over there? No.
You're good.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Sandy. You're an example of what Dr. Roberts was talking about, you know, making an impact right now. So we are ready for break. If anybody doesn't have any questions, does anybody have any questions for Sandy or any of the speakers who are still on?
Sandy, I love you.
Sorry.
I can
too.
speak. Yeah, I can speak a lot, but all I can say I love you. I'm speechless. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, well, we're going to go on a break for 30 minutes, be back at 12:30 p.m. PST or 3:30 p.m. EST. And I would turn on the music, and if they're swearing, I am sorry. I tried to research kid-friendly music, but sometimes it pops up. So we'll see everybody back in 30 minutes. Well, after the 30 minutes, it's just open networking until we start the presentation again at 1 o'clock. All right, thank you, everyone.
About six-figure side hustle. Well, I'm going to answer that question in 30 seconds. Hi, if you don't know who I am, my name is Adam Holland. I'm an entrepreneur that owns several businesses.
Hadn't heard your voice, no matter what. I don't know the things that you have heard. She's dancing on your feet with or someone weeping. She painted every row of us. She's thinking of that one in the bed you kept me wrong. But she's everything I never was. But I'm not her, no, never will, never gonna move like her. Move like I'm not her, no, never will, never gonna look like her. Me like I'm not her, no, I'm not her. At least I thought of her. It must have just stumbled under glue. The thing I told was as it was I knew. And now I'm no longer scared to meet the night. I'm doing alright. We must have started something new. No, she's dancing on your feet when you're all someone weeping. Only painted every row of us. She's thinking of that one in the bed you kept me wrong. But she's everything I never was. I'm not her, no, never will, never gonna move like her. Move like I'm not her, no, never will, never gonna look like her. Me like I'm not her, no, I'm not her. At least I thought of her. Been told that it's the opposite. I kinda like the sound of it. And there's no one like me. It makes it easier. No, I'm not her. No, never will, never gonna move like her. Move like I'm not her. No, never